Good morning, American business. This is Susan Hamilton, Chief Executive Officer of Offbeat Business Media. I had to pull over. I was thinking about you this morning. I was thinking about what's going on in our circumstance today, and I just felt very strongly in my spirit that you need some encouragement. I certainly know that there have been times over my life, even last week, when you need encouragement because sometimes things just don't work out the way you think they're going to. I had a lot of technological difficulties, things that slowed me down, things that weren't in my power to control. And I want you to know that during those moments, the best thing that you can do is find someone to breathe into. Find someone to encourage, because you're going to see just a supernatural wave inside of that behavior that really changes the tide, that changes absolutely everything that you're expecting. I want you to be in a position of expectation. You really need to be in a position of expectation. You've good parents learn over time that your children will actually rise to the level of your expectations. If you don't think much of them, chances are all you see are things that are discouraging, and you allow your mouth to work with that. Pretty soon, all you're saying are things like "my kid this" and "my kid that," and "oh, they'll never," and "oh, they've just screwed up so bad they'll never." Friends, do you realize how damaging that is? Those types of things that a parent speaks into their child goes with them for so many years. And I still work with young adults today that are struggling with what the things that their parents breathed into them. And I'm guilty of the same thing. There were a time when my kids got into trouble, and I would just, in the process of sharing my experience with other people, share what those words were in my head, instead of recognizing and lining up my words with what God said about my children, that they are the offspring of the righteous. And I'm not righteous because I did everything right. I screwed up a ton, but the Lord Jesus Christ came into my life and he gave me his, so that's pretty cool. It means I get to go forward in life clean, redeemed from my past, and capable of accepting and experiencing everything that heaven has for me. That's exciting, and it's no different for my children. My children have that same right. So do my staff, so do my team, so do my customers, so do my clients. And so in business, that does matter. What you're speaking matters. I started seeing a difference when I started talking differently about them. Funny enough, that I did that for a period of time, and I started seeing so much success in it, and I started sharing that with other people. I said, man, you know what? When I started talking about all the things, the good things that I saw in my kids, what I was doing was changing my expectation of them. I've heard some people say, just remove all expectation if you really want love to work well. No. Instead, change your expectation. Expect the wonderful things that you see in them. Start looking for those seeds of greatness. I was at an M3 Power Networking breakfast this last weekend with that Sandy Anderson host. It's a big deal. He's got an international ministry. Some really wonderful people were there, great speaking minds, talking about sales, talking about team building, talking about actually understanding what's going on when you're building your executive board, which of course resonated with me very, very deeply. But I realized that those things are known on one level. We get that we need to understand how to bring out the best in people that we work with if we are in fact going to lead our organization. We've got to be able to speak life into them, but also present information in such a way that they can receive it, because our personalities are so different. And not two personalities just because they agree on one point doesn't mean they communicate effectively. Well, friends, this is happening across the board when you start recognizing that 80% of American micro to small business tend to be family-owned businesses of 9 employees or less. Well, you got a matriarch and patriarch that started out as young people and grew together and grew their family and then grew their business, and eventually those kids came on board, or aunts and uncles or brothers and sisters came on board, and they built a family business. I grew up in a family business. My first large experience in marketing was a full-service marketing agency with my sister Sherry. who you probably, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you realize we interact quite a bit even to this day. To this day, we work for each other in a different capacity. But largely, we've learned what we've learned, from the onset and have practiced steadily is to encourage each other. And what that's done for us is really build our business growth. But it's also built our families because when we started changing the way we spoke about our family members, when we started changing the way we talked about our team members. I mean, there was at one point we had somebody that was working with us that, the negativity, geez Louise, everything they said was yeah, but this, yeah, but that. And you're going to be around that. But as a positive person in leadership that's capable of changing the tide, like I was able to see, like Sherry was able to see, like my children have been able to see, changing the way we speak about our environment, changing the way we speak about the people that we work with and the teams that we're building. Oh, friends, if you only knew how much that changes everything, because you have an opportunity to encourage. That's bigger than making money. That's called influence. And there's never been a more important time. There's a lot of negativity out there, but the Word of God says that where there's light, dark can't be. And we've got to start stepping into that with a little more faith. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. Will you trust that He's got things in the palm of His hands? And when you realize you are a vessel and not a container, that positive energy is going to flow through you. That is the Holy Spirit, by the way. That's not the universe. The universe never gave you a ding-dang thing. I don't care what you believe about that. If that's what you believe, you've got a limited resource. My resource is unlimited, and I want you to think beyond the universe, okay? It's even bigger than that. That's just as much as our capacity to understand is, and it seems a little beyond and a little big. But what the creator of that universe also created you, and He created me, and He created our kids, and He created our team, He created our business, and every vision that we've had about the way we can impact our future for positive good, He gave us, and He put us here in this time. He didn't put us here in the BC. He didn't put us here, during the 1800s. He put us here today to impact this day, to have these particular challenges and trials around us that we could actually do something about. Sometimes people have said things like, I don't really know my purpose. I get what my talent is. I get what my gift is, but I'm not sure I understand my purpose. And I want you to consider that, because you need to be able to pull that together with what you are doing in business. You do have a unique purpose, and your purpose is not just to run your business, but your business, if you're wise, will combine that purpose with your gift and your talent, and that's the missing element. That's the piece that so often we try to go through life without. So I just want to encourage you to consider your purpose. Your purpose is the thing that makes you cry. Yeah. What's that thing that makes you cry? What's that thing that you know that if you could ever make a difference in that space, your heart would absolutely sing? And what if you've seen a little bit of success in that area and it just makes your heart sing? I know what mine is. I know what mine is. And it is encouragement. It's all of those things. I've seen the plight of the American business owner when we look at how legislative issues have really come to stranglehold what we can do in our business. We haven't made that connection. Offbeat Business Media makes that connection. The Lord put that in me. I know I can make that connection. It's very true. We've been so busy taking care of the things of our life, the things that we're really talking about at the kitchen table: taxation, healthcare, Veterans Administration, criminal justice. Over 30% of us have addicts in our family or workspace. We know what that looks like to work in that. We know that probation and parole are not helping us at all, and it limits how we can help them, which a lot of times puts them right back in the system, which we see as very discouraging. That's disheartening. When we are a discouraged, disheartened business owner, what are we bringing to our company? What are we bringing to our team? What are we bringing to everything else? So for me, I see that when we are profitable, when we're making good choices with our networking, our social networking, our processes, our continuing education, our digital marketing strategies, we rebuild our influence and we can do something about this space. Now you can't ignore me. Now we're powerful. And especially when we realize that by working together for instance, I've created the Offbeat Business Alliance to give us an opportunity to work together and have one voice that says no to any more stupid legislation that makes it harder to make a profit in business. We've got to start thinking smarter and thinking beyond, this is just business and this is just purpose. No, friends, you need to marry that, because that's where encouragement lies, because you can impact that thing. You can make a difference with your business. You're not just a plumbing company. You're not just an HVAC. You're not just a social media technician. You're not any of these things. You are so much more. You are a powerful force to make a difference in other people's life. You are a powerful force to reach into this world and pull other people up so that they can see success in their life as well. Because success isn't just money, guys. Money's great and you need it. You need to have some money in your pockets. You need to be able to do the thing. Money helps. Money's a tool, though. It's a tool. It is not the end game. The end game is, quite honestly, it's shalom. It's completeness. It's wholeness. It's your relationships working. It's your health. It's your wellness. Ask Clint Fuquay or Brenda Wakefield. Recognize some of the people on our team that talk about these areas. Those are not just health conversations. Those are not just even our family law attorney. That's not just family law conversation. These are conversations that matter in business because how we put these things together impact how we can improve our circumstance and our situation and bring somebody along with us when we do. Success is not just about you. Success is about absolutely everything else that you touch. You matter in this world. It's a great big deal, and I had to pull over and encourage you that if you've been dealing with the discouragement, if you've been dealing with dismay, that happens to be one of the very first things that Jesus told us, and he talks about it in the Old Testament and the New Testament. In Joshua, for instance, he said, "Be not discouraged, be not dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." He reminds us that all through the Scriptures, and then the very first thing he tells his disciples before he ever goes to the cross is, "Hey guys, be not, don't let your heart be troubled. This is going to suck for a while. This is not going to be great." Well, you, in the same way, you can't let your heart be troubled because that's a tool of the enemy to get you closed down, to get you to quit talking, to quit encouraging. Discouraged people do not breathe life into this world. People that spend all their time angry and fearful and frustrated are really not problem solvers at all. So listen to that. Listen to that. Who are you associating with? Who are you listening to out there? Because if they're out there breathing contempt, if they're out there breathing finger pointing and nastiness, there's no energy in there that's a good flow at all. That will stop everything that you want to come into your life, your family, your business, your relationships. That will stop everything. So look specifically for the things that will cause you to cause your heart to sink, because those are the things that matter. That is not putting your head in the sand. That's recognizing where your power lies so you can make a larger difference when you see things that you don't like. I'm never going to tell you to ignore things you don't like. The whole point is, if you don't like the way things are, change it. Get your butt up there, get strong enough, make a difference, and change it. You can't do that without influence, and you cannot influence without recognizing the power of encouragement and the ability that you have inside of you to get out there and make that difference. But start aligning your purpose with your business, friends, because it's the only way you're really going to be able to do it. And I want to give you every opportunity in every way possible to do that with Offbeat Business Media, Offbeat Business Media Network. I hope this has encouraged you, and if so, I hope you leave me a comment below, and I hope you share this, because there's so much more to you. There's so much more to you. Don't let things in your, as a parent, that you maybe feel like you sucked at. Don't let that hold you back and stop you from that impacting that thing that makes you cry. Whatever it is, you can make a difference in this space. You made some bad business deals? Well, start making good ones. Apologize for that, and get back up and apologize to yourself. You know what? Your life is not going to be some perfect journey. It's not a straight to the top kind of thing. And if you think it's just like this, you are missing out. It's not. It's very much starting here and ending up here. But that journey, you're going to jack it up a lot. So surround yourself with positive people that help you and encourage you and lift you up and hold you up. Moses only won that war when he had people holding his arms up when he was too tired to do it himself. You need a community. You're not supposed to be doing this thing alone. You need to recognize how important it is that you find the people that are aligning with your interests, that are strong, that are speaking life, that are speaking encouragement, because only then can you pour that back out and do it effectively. And that is how you draw the group that you need. That is how you become successful. Recognize that encouragement is the single most important thing that you could be out there. The Holy Spirit's actually called the encourager. There's a reason for that. If what you're hearing is discouragement, if what you're feeling and experiencing is dismay, if that money isn't coming in fast enough, and you look at that bank account and you say it is not enough, I want you to stop and say, wait a minute, my God is more than enough. There is nothing about my life that's less than enough. He said, my grace is sufficient. That doesn't mean my grace is insufficient. My grace is sufficient. He's the God of more than enough. It means he already did it. He already healed you. He already provided everything. What's your mouth saying? As out of the heart, the mouth speaks. So if you don't have anything in there that's positive, that's good, what are the reels you're playing in your mind? Are you playing these negative stories in your mind? Are you believing that? Let it go, friends. Let it go and start putting something in there that's positive, that's encouraging. Spend some time in prayer if you need to. Get centered. Get out and take a walk. A lot of times we don't even realize how important it is just to get your butt out and get some exercise and get your endorphins to raise up. You've got to take some charge and some action in your own life, because you are best serving your community when you are an encouragement, when you are a solution. And when you're getting beat in the head and your heart feels like you've had machine guns blowing at it, you're not an encourager. Those are experiences we're all going to have. The difference between people that experience success in their life and business, success in their family, success in their community, are the ones that recognize, friends, that journey, it's gonna take a lot of zigs and a lot of zags. You get back up, you get back up, you get back up, you get back up, you go, 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 go. And you can't do it by yourself. You're gonna need some people. Anyway, that's my message for you today. Don't know if it's necessarily an OBA update. I will record it and hold this under my OBA updates on my YouTube channel. If you're interested in more than that, I urge you to subscribe to that, and also to download our app. The Offbeat Business app gets you our replays, our television, our lineup, our magazine, all kinds of encouraging information in every area of your successful life and business through the Offbeat Business Alliance, through our magazine and our shows. Until next time, Susan Hamilton. Talk to you next time.